When do you think it started, Fez?
Washington's 106.7 WJFK. Here starts Ron and Fez.
Okay, good. You're in for that, right?
Ron and Fez.
Broadcasting live. It's the Ron and Fez Show. And I'm your announcer, Mikey D. And now, let's introduce your hosts. The guys who know President Bush will insist U.S. troops have found weapons of mass destruction, even if it's just a beaker and a petri dish. Here they are, Ron Bennington, Fez Watley, Radio's Lab Coats. Ron! Fez! Ron and Fez! Hey! The only prescription is more cowbell. I could have used a little more cowbell. I gotta have more cowbell. Action.
We know, Harry.
I think he already did.
I like the bun. I like the bun. I like the bun. I like meat.
Tell me about the story.
But it's the Ron and Fez Show Monday night. That means we're giving out prizes.
That means it's your first chance of the week to go to the big-ass prize closet with the big-ass topics. Those 5 things you knew Ronnie and I were going to talk about from the weekend.
It's 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. Just call in and win on the hot topic ideas.
I'm going to go ahead and put out one of my own right now, and I'm going to be prima donna Fez Watley. Ronnie, I don't have my regular chair, and it's annoying the hell out of my assy.
Why do you have to be such a prima donna? What is that all about?
I can't sit in this chair. There's a big bubble in it, right where my butt's supposed to be.
Oh, by the way, I got news for all the guys. Fezzy, over the weekend, finally saw the movie, what is it? It's
Office Space.
Office Space. So now he knows why we laugh at him every time he says no one's allowed to touch his stapler when he's not around.
All right, now I'm in on the joke. After all these years, I finally get it.
Fezzy, you're not or in on the joke. You were literally the joke.
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
And Fezzy was that weird, and I would see him red in the face, screaming at Billy because maybe some of his staples had been used.
They used to drive me nuts, Ronnie, because they would take my stapler off of my desk, and whenever I needed my stapler, it wasn't there. And I don't think it's too much to ask that if you use the stapler, you put it back in the exact location you found it.
All right, we have a big team. It's not your stapler. It's the office stapler. That's why everyone laughed at you.
But it belongs on my desk.
There was no reason for that. It belongs in the office. And yet you had it in your mind, like the guy in the movie, that somehow office material belonged to you.
That was my stapler.
Now,
it came with my desk.
I never cared because I just assumed put papers together with gum. What do I care about?
And I've seen you do it before, too.
Fezzy hands in papers like we were all in the 7th grade. They're in a Trapper Keeper, and he wants to get extras. Will we be graded on the cover as well?
A lot of times I like to make a cover sheet. There's nothing wrong with being artistic and creative.
You people are so particular.
What do you mean, you people?
I didn't mean anything by it. Almost.
You mean Floridians?
Well, people who like flowers, yes. So now we always laugh and we put this thing up.
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
And then Fez calls me on Sunday screaming in a rage because he saw the movie.
And I realized everyone had been laughing at me.
Yes. And at certain times, Billy told me sometimes that he would even move your stapler just to see you go, as he would say, into your act.
Oh, really, Staples? The same thing with my highlighter. I don't want my highlighter disappearing. And if you use my highlighter, you put it back in its place upside down so that all the highlighting juice goes to the tip and keeps the tip wet.
Why don't you just get a job as an office assistant? That's where you would be at your most happy. And you know
That
what?
would drive me nuts if I was in charge of some office supply closet and people were in there taking like the big index cards and stuff. That would drive me nuts.
You want to see Fez excited? Take him to Kinkos. The rest of us want to go to a topless bar. He's like, what do you say we get 5 or 6 guys together? We go over Kinkos. And then from there we drive to offices, etc. And we just make it a crazy weekend.
That's my kink. I love office supplies. I love any sort of new pen, any sort of new binder. I love office supplies.
I don't understand it.
But I hate people using mine and not putting them back in their proper place.
Excuse me. I believe you have my stapler.
So that's supposed to be me. That's supposed to be me.
Yeah, Fez, we're going to need you to come in an extra day early, like on Sunday.
Now that guy I've worked with.
Yes, his name is Cameron, and everybody has worked with him.
The guy who's mean without being angry.
Yeah. Yeah, this will work out great for us. I just need you to stay after. That was actually, in a movie that's pretty bad, perhaps one of the great characters of all time, because everybody has worked with that guy, and literally that's who the Academy Award should have went to.
Gary Cole, the fabulous... I had no idea that was Gary Cole till the end of the movie.
He kind of plays that part all the time, though, doesn't he?
That's actually like his Mike Brady character.
Now, does he do anything else?
I don't know what else Gary Cole does.
I saw him play a really mean sheriff one time. What show was that, Mike?
That was a TV series. I think it was called American Gothic or something like that.
Yeah, you're right.
He was like the devil or something like that. You know?
Wow.
It's like Sean Cassidy was the producer of that show. So I turned it on. And he was the scariest guy I've ever seen in my life. Yeah, I'm going to need to kill you.
And it was driving me nuts watching that movie because when I worked on the car lot, they always needed someone to come in on Saturdays. And literally at 3 p.m. on Friday, I would start hiding. I would duck in the back seat of brand new Oldsmobiles because I knew they were paging me to ask me to come in on Saturday. And I would do that whole thing of just hiding the last few hours of the week.
And you would dive in the back of this car?
Oh, yeah.
Ass up?
Yes, ass up.
Because I always heard that place was a meeting place.
It was not a meeting place. I was just hiding. If I was there Saturday, it was a meeting place. But Monday through Friday, it was all business. I would hide under desks, everything.
Ass up?
Yes, ass up.
Okay.
Couldn't hide under their ass down.
It just seems vulnerable to me. All right, so anyway, that was our weekend. 866-277-4969. Fezzi found out that he was the office geek when he thought he was not in that position.
I had no idea me and my stapler were being mocked so.
I don't think we got another guy on the staff that feels that way, do we? Normally you have some of those guys that act like everything should be in its place, and they get upset if anybody else doesn't do it. You're that way, Mikey?
I used to be that way when I worked at the brokerage firm.
Yeah.
If I walked in and something was moved, I would immediately scream at all the people that were below me and say, "Who touched my desk?"
It's awful.
I still do that when I go home. Like, I'll know if something has changed.
Your mic sounds awful.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's just
our mic sounds awful. Our Mikey.
How about this one?
No, does it sound bad to you?
It sounds normal to me. I mean, it always sounds bad, but it sounds normal bad, not extra bad.
This studio we're working out of is so crap to begin with. I think I have the only headphones at work because somebody sent me an MP3 of the show. Awful. Just awful.
We're in the Charles Osgood closet, and it's so haphazard.
It's a toilet. This is where Charles Osgood comes to drop a morning loaf. That's what he calls it.
And he doesn't want anyone touching it either. If it's out of place when he gets in here, he gets upset.
He calls it his morning loaf. All right, we got to get the show started. 277-4969. What do you know that Fez and I are going to talk about tonight? Here's Peter. Peter, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys. Good evening.
Go ahead, Pete.
Love the show. My guess would have to be our commander-in-chief going to France and shaking the prime minister's hand.
Do you hear what he said to the prime minister, to Chirac?
No, I didn't.
Bush actually said to him, shake the hand that shook the world, my friend. Shake the hand that shook the world. Both of them look very tense, and they both, they're saying positive things, but it looks like you're standing next to your wife's ex-boyfriend. They both have that look about them.
They actually should be shooting the film The In-Laws together. They're that comfortable around each other.
And then Chirac keeps saying things like, well, instead of terrorism, maybe we could help feed people. And he's making these little human rights things.
Which are shots.
Yeah, that, if in any other context, you're like, yes, that seems nice, but you know that he's saying it to get to go to the president.
And no one is fooling anyone with this thing. The media, which usually goes along with what President Bush is doing, I hear everybody laughing at him today. The fact that he actually had to pose for pictures with Jacques Chirac.
Well, AOL is doing this little poll here. Do we need to be friends with France? And about 47% of the people are now saying no. But obviously, if we want to move on, we have to now go back and make up with all these people that we blew off.
Yeah, not that we need France, to go attack Iraq. We obviously didn't need them for that. But if you want to get anything done in this world, it's really going to be in your best interest to have the cooperation of Europe.
Yes.
So you're not being fought on every little issue.
And for all of us, for the citizens of the United States, we would like to get along with Europe.
It would be nice to have them in your corner in case things get bad and you need them down the road.
And now that they see that we were right, since we've stopped terrorism and we've gotten all those huge weapons of mass destruction. All right, hold on, my man. You are a winner.
Beautiful, thank you.
What are they winning tonight, Fuzzy?
We got plenty of stuff in the big-ass prize closet. You'll get your choice in there. We got DVD copies of Children of Dune. The Emmy Award-winning Dune saga continues with the sci-fi action sequel, Children of Dune. Apparently they had babies. Now available to rent on video and own on DVD from Artisan Home Entertainment. We also have UFC Meltdown prize packs. UFC Meltdown on Friday, June 6th. It's this Friday, live from Las Vegas, baby, on pay-per-view at 10 p.m. Chuck Liddell takes on Randy Couture for the interim UFC light heavyweight title. You can call Cox Cable to order.
Very nice, Fuzzy. Now, I was watching one of the sports programs on HBO, and they had a lot of the Iraqi athletes, whether they were soccer players or Olympic athletes. It was unbelievable terror that those guys lived under. Normally, if you're in a third world country or even a communist country, the athletes get treated better than everybody else.
Oh, yeah, that's the pride and joy, so they're going to get taken care of.
But in Iraq, since Uday Hussein was running this thing, if anybody missed a goal, they were afraid to get back on that plane because they were going to get beat on the feet. At one time, the whole soccer team, after losing to somebody good, like losing to Germany, which, had won a World Cup, and they all had to climb, after getting just their asses whipped, had to climb this tower and dive into human waste.
Oh, my gosh.
And they just lived in terror under these people, and yet at the same time, they're very disappointed because we bombed that building. The U.S. bombed the one big sports complex that they had, and it's just in ruins. And, of course, all the people came along and stole whatever they could. And they just have nothing left. But the guy's pointing from the rubble going, how come you didn't hit that building over there? And it's something to do with oil. And, they're going, this building wasn't a terrorist building. You should know better than that. At the same time, they lived in just absolute terror, this Uday Hussein, who made Saddam look like a normal person.
Uday had money on all the games, I guess.
Don't bet for them when they're playing against Germany. You cannot, we all would have thought the Rocket was going to win, but he hasn't picked it up.
God.
That's part of sports. Sometimes you lose. You can't beat everybody on the feet, Uday.
It makes you wonder why anyone would go out for sports in that country.
Well, because
I don't want to be too good.
You'd be getting food.
Oh.
You had a place to live, and you're doing it for your family like anybody else. Everybody's just thinking, I got to support my people at home. But damn, do not mess up if you were on that Olympic team.
I can't imagine. Like hitting the bronze and getting beaten with your medal for it.
For Fezzi, he has the same stories because when he took gym class, he used to panic during shirts versus skins. But
yeah,
this is the kind of tension that they played under all time. 866-277-4969. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez. How are you doing, buddy?
Ron and Fez, what up?
Hey, my buddy.
Hey, Chris.
My guess has to be you're going to talk about how much Finding Nemo sucked.
I liked Finding Nemo.
It was terrible.
I didn't see it. What didn't you like about it, Chris?
I love the Pixar films. I love Monsters, Inc. I love Toy Story. This was just really heartfelt, overdramatic, dragging, really sappy.
Isn't heartfelt good?
There was no comedy in it compared to the other Pixar films.
All right, you know that it's a movie for 4-year-olds.
Fez went, didn't he?
Fez, did you go see Finding Nemo?
Yeah, me and Billy Staples went Saturday night.
All right, that sounds more like Finding Homo to me. Anytime two grown guys go out on a Saturday on date night and you go see a cartoon, I'm so uncomfortable.
I enjoyed it. I thought Ellen DeGeneres was just great in it.
Was this you people love her. Was this... Were you on Billy?
No.
Were you on Billy Watch over the weekend since he had a couple bucks in his pocket?
Me and Billy, I went to his favorite sushi restaurant that he has been begging me to go to forever, in which, by the way, he holds court. All the waitresses call him Beal, Mr. Beal. And then he wanted to go to a bar, and I talked him into going to Nemo.
Did he like it?
Yeah, I think he liked it. He was giggling the whole time.
All right, he just gave me the noose like he was choking thing. All right, here's the thing, Fez. You got an addict, and Billy, of course, is an addict.
Right?
He's decided once again to take himself off the wagon. The last place he wants to be on a Saturday night is at a children's movie. He wanted to be out partying. He told us that on Friday. We gave him the big thumbs up okay.
I talked him out of partying.
The movie itself was fine. The oddest thing was Fez and I like the only adults in the whole movie theater without little children with us.
Why would that be odd?
I wasn't shocked.
It was a children's movie.
But it started at 9, and we thought we were going to be like the only people in the theater, and it was packed.
The children.
Yeah.
I just pretended I took my big retarded son.
So you didn't get to do any partying over the weekend?
No, and anyway, and I felt like, you know when somebody breaks up and then you're like the first date after a breakup?
Yeah.
All night it was like, well, Rory would do this for me, and, Rory would hold my popcorn for me when we went to the movie.
When did I ever say that?
Could you almost hear the way we were playing in the background?
It was just so funny, Well, Rory would wait with me at the train, and Rory would do this, and I wonder what Rory's doing now.
So you didn't have a good time?
I had a great time, but I just wish I didn't feel like the second girlfriend.
Me too. I think I could do better.
Fezzy, how come you couldn't get Roy to go to a children's movie with you?
He apparently had plans.
I'd rather bite a bullet than go see Finding Nemo with another adult male.
What was fun was we got all the rated G promos, too.
Oh, God, yeah. We had to sit there.
Every preview we saw had a talking dog in it.
And all the kids, when something would happen, be like, "Oh, what happened, Mommy?" And they're all screaming and whispering at the same time.
All right, Finding Nemo made $70 million, so apparently somebody went to see it.
Oh, it was really a good movie. And it was a lot of adult humor in it, too.
This guy that called, do you think he's completely off?
Completely off.
Because all the reviews, I haven't read one bad review on it either.
At one point, Fez and I looked at each other and were absolutely hysterical over one of the scenes because it was very adult.
I plan on seeing that movie if I ever forget to pull out and have another kid. But other than that...
And you'll love it if that's what happens.
But, you guys might as well two guys go out and get on a teeter-totter over the weekend. It just doesn't make sense for two adults to do.
Why not? I mean, we went to the later showing, so we didn't think it would be that bad.
And it was a whole fish theme because we had sushi earlier.
All right, so now kids are going to be into fish.
Yeah, that is my next radio psychic prediction.
Radio psychic, radio psychic, radio psychic.
My first radio psychic was that this movie was going to be in the top 5 of summer blockbusters. My next radio psychic prediction, this movie, so popular that in the next few weeks, you will see a run on aquariums.
And orange fish.
Yeah, kids are going to want clownfish like Nemo and his dad.
All right, let me just recommend this to parents. Unless your kid is particular and likes to keep his highlighter upside down and a stapler in the same place.
That's me.
Do not get him an aquarium, or else you're just going to be growing mold. I had one. I never cleaned it. It was filthy within 2 weeks, and it just got worse.
Did you see the
And
movie?
all my friends did the same thing.
They get mucky. But I'm guaranteeing you this, there will be a run on tropical fish, aquariums, and then, of course, there'll be a lot of tropical fish dead after that, floating on the top of the tanks.
It's impossible to keep one of those aquariums unless you're anal. Unless you're completely anal and want to spend your boyhood scrubbing the inside of glass. And why would you? You're effed.
Kids are going to love this movie so much, they're going to want their own personal Nemos.
My mom looked in my aquarium one time. I still had fish alive, and they can barely move, and one of my shoes was in it. And she goes, how did they get it? I guess I just chucked my shoe once, and it floated in the bottom of this moat.
And how many of the fish are going to be called either Nemo or Marlin?
Here's what I'm worried about with kids buying tropical fish. In the movie, Nemo has a bad fin, one smaller than the other. The kids are going to buy these fish, and they're going to take the scissors to them to make it look just like Nemo. You watch, it'll happen.
Hopefully in the future, when we're done our genetic engineering, we'll make fish with any size fins that we want. We'll take a break. 866-277-4969. Call in and win. We got stuff to give out. All you got to do is guess the topics you know we're going to talk about. It's the Ron and Fez Show.